Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gun Culture Radio. This time, instead of having Zeke talk at you guys and make you aware of the sponsor, I figured I would just do it myself. The sponsor for this podcast is SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute. You can check them out at sdi.edu. It's a really cool opportunity if you're interested in being a gunsmith. They have some other firearms technology degrees. Just check out their website. They do take GI Bill, so any veterans out there, it's a cool opportunity. You know, you can't hate a job, in the gun industry. I assume a lot of people listening to the show are gun nuts just like me. It's cool to be able to have a job doing something that you love. Turning a hobby into a job is the true American dream. It's not 2 cars in every garage and a white picket fence. It's having a job that you love. That's the American dream right there, and that should be everyone's dream. That should be the human dream, not just the American dream. Anyways, check that out, sdi.edu. Really appreciate them for the sponsorship. This show is not cheap to make. So anyways, appreciate that. And we also appreciate our other sponsor, Ballistol. As you guys probably know, we've used this stuff for a long time, long before the YouTube days. It's a cleaner and a lubricant. It's great on firearms. It's even good at preserving firearms. If you have an old gun with a little bit of rust on it and you want to get that rust off with some steel wool, but you want to do it smoothly without further damaging the finish any more than you absolutely have to, Ballistol works great for that. It's also good just in the house. It works great for leather furniture, wood. It really darkens it up and makes it look really rich. It's just a really great and overall multi-use lubricant, and it really protects all your metal, keeps it from rusting. It's a great product. Used it for a long time and really appreciate them supporting the show. And I hope you guys appreciate that too. And just check them out at ballistol.com. I hope you guys enjoy the show. All right, we're on the radio again, and we were just talking about machine guns, so we'll just continue that.
Yeah, it just happened to be casually talking about machine guns. Yes.
Yeah, that's a common conversation.
That's right. Every household should have one. Yes.
Yeah. they should.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Well, then something happens. Grandma gets one and opens up.
Someone always ruins it for us.
That's right. Come on, Grandma. Come on.
Yeah. I know.
That's why you get a 50. She can't lift it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on. She couldn't get the tripod up.
Yeah. And she probably couldn't even get into battery. Don't you have to pull the big handle?
The big handle, you got to pull back on it. It shouldn't be a problem, but hopefully, Grandma, she's about 80, 90. She won't be able to pull that thing back.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on. Plus the ammo is way too heavy.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
belt of 150 cal. A belt of 150 cal rounds. Pretty heavy. So.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm sure Grandma's too frail to be lifting ammo.
maybe even better. She needs a 20 millimeter, anti-aircraft gun.
There you go. Back to the old days. Keep those crows away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, incendiary rounds.
I called. This is completely off subject. At the other job, I called about a situation with an individual in this institution I work at, and I called the jurisdiction, and the sheriff was out in the field hoeing, and they brought him the phone. They brought him the phone from the jail. I'm like, okay, that's real Mayberry stuff, right there.
That is.
That just image of
is he the town doctor too?
The justice of the peace.
Yeah.
The inmates let themselves in and out of the prison. Come on.
Yeah.
So, I know.
Yeah, it's like a doctor's office / jail.
Right. Not like here in New Mexico, like here. It's a compound here. So.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, what you were saying about the 50 though. Mm-hmm. I was at a gun show and I saw a box of 50 BMG, and I had to buy it because lately I've had the hots for a Barrett. I really want to get one.
Something to keep in the trunk.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. They're really expensive, so I'd probably be a while if I could get one.
I think I saw that cheap was $3K.
Well, yeah, the single shot one it's like a bolt action but without a magazine, and they're around 3,000.
Oh, is that all? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's about the cheapest that you get one.
I mean,
yeah. And then. Okay, then they got then the next level up, I think, is it's a similar gun. It's a bolt action, but it has a magazine on it. I think they're around 5. And then the next level up is I think it's called the M82, which it's the original Barrett, the semi-automatic one, and they're around 8, I think, 8,000.
Okay.
And then they have a new one that's 10,000.
Oh well, I'm sure it's got the red dot, all that. No problem with having a Barrett. You gotta have somewhere to shoot it. You're not gonna go out to your average range and fire 50.
Yeah, exactly.
If you got the land and the space, in fact, I stopped at this place and at this some state, and they sold 50 cals, and in fact, I think it was the place where they make them.
Oh yeah, was it Winchester, Tennessee?
Yeah. Where they make the Barrett, and I had to ask, dude, why does the average person, why does the average person have a need for a 50? And he says, it's not have a need, it's just you can.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
His words to me, well, you just can have one. I thought, okay,
yeah,
all right. I mean, hey.
I like the idea of having one because it gives you as a civilian to have the potential for like a hard hitting, really just penetrating round. I mean, to me, other than like obviously something bigger, but something you could reasonably shoot out of a gun, doesn't really get any better for stopping a car, I would think.
Oh yeah. Unless you're like that last Rambo movie where the guy was firing the 50 from the hip. Okay. All right. I know it's just a movie, but hey, I mean, come on. But yeah, if you want to stop the occasional elephant or car, a Barrett will do the job.
Well, I guess if you shot an elephant with a 50, that'd be like shooting a deer with a 308, probably, basically.
That's about the equivalent.
So. That's nuts.
Of course, a 50.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of gun.
Oh, it is.
Gun.
I was reading something about this, at least a semi-automatic Barrett. Mm-hmm. It's apparently kind of a misconception that they're designed for really long range, like sniping kind of stuff. Because supposedly the 50 caliber round was designed initially for going through barriers, and then the rifle was designed as just kind of a short range barrier penetrator kind of thing. So like a mid range, like there's a guy like 200 yards away, and he's like hiding behind like some rocks.
Yeah, penetration is great. Excuse me. My understanding, some of the reading I've done, when the 50 came out, 1919.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It was originally made for World War One. It was originally classified as an anti-tank weapon, which the tanks they had back then, 50 would just punch right through it, no problem.
Yeah.
But
those weird, scary looking, just
those tractors with armor plate on the side.
Those things still look scary though. I have to say they're so massive.
Which I heard one, strangely enough, a German historian told me that remember when the British first used tanks in 1915. I'm sure some of your listeners will correct me on that if I'm wrong. In 1915, remember, scary now, very scary then, because what if you've never seen a tank? In 1915, you're a German guy in a trench, and the British tanks come at you. You've never seen a tank. Most of these guys have never seen a car.
Yeah.
And then a tank comes over the hill. They just initially threw their guns down and ran.
They're like seeing a flying saucer almost.
Exactly. But then they got over it real quick and realized, hey, these things got weaknesses like anything else. Yeah. And all of a sudden they start coming up with some real anti-tank weapons. So
yeah, that's interesting.
Like the 50. Which again, but 50 cal, great weapon, anti-personnel, anti-aircraft, everything. So it'll do the job. Job.
About the only thing it won't take down is a Navy ship, right?
Which, well, if you shoot it enough, because the Tuskegee Airmen in World War II sunk a German destroyer in Italy with just machine gun fire, 50 cal machine gun fire, which proves you shoot anything with enough holes, it's gonna sink.
Yeah. Huh.
And that's just. All you can buy out here, hopefully, is just ball. Don't tell me you can buy 50 cal HE, 50 cal armor piercing out here.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, this is like, let's see if I can grab one.
I think that's 50 cal ball over there. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's this is just tracer.
Oh, tracer, is that all? Okay.
Here's the box.
Oh my god! Oh man, that's scary.
See, notice the price tag on that for a 10-round box.
Whoa! Jesus. Okay, sticker shock. Okay. Yeah. Tracer. Yeah, because you got to know where you're shooting. That's not bad. But that's just a round with some phosphorus on the end. But they make 50 cal HE, 50 cal armor piercing incendiary. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I think they have one round that basically has everything. It's got it's armor piercing, incendiary, and it's got a tracer, and it's like
the all purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's a great round, does the job, but expensive to shoot as a civilian. And anything outside the Army, I wouldn't want to mess with it. Because it's just because of the price. It's just you have to be a real enthusiast to have number one, to have a 50,
like me,
and two, the ammunition. Oh, that's like a birthday shoot. It's Christmas. Okay, bring out the 50.
Yeah,
just for the cost of ammo.
Yeah, I mean that'd be the kind of thing you just buy ammo when you see it, and then just say like a couple times a year, bring it out.
Exactly, because it's just too pricey.
Yeah, and now if you had especially if you had the 50 cal machine gun.
Oh my God.
Of course, you're gonna have to drop 30, 40 grand on one of those anyways. If you've got that kind of dough,
then you can afford the ammo.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be the guy. Well, I got the money, but just can't have the ammo for it.
Yeah, exactly. But like the Barrett, like even the single shot one, it's like $3,000, and there's a lot of people that probably own. They could probably sell a few guns and have come up with $3,000.
I gotta ask though, if you buy a 50, you're gonna draw some attention, from certain agencies.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I have to think. I mean, just for the range and the firepower, and to get it legally, then you're probably gonna have to be very squared away, hyper squared away, because just for the licensing, I'm sure to have one.
No, you don't. No, it's just like buying any other rifle.
What?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that.
Well, not the machine gun,
but for the Barrett semi.
Because a civilian 50, I think, is the cutoff.
Yeah.
Like anything, like some people have 20 millimeter rifles. I'm not sure if you have to get special stuff for that. Like someone who's listening who knows more can tell us. But I'm not sure about 20 millimeters. They sell them at Knob Creek, but I don't know if that's an NFA item or how. I'm not sure how that works, but I know that 50 and below is good. Kind
of scary. I hate to say it, because if that kind of weapon gets in the wrong hands, we got a problem.
Well,
a 50.
I don't have a problem with 50. Like it's really powerful, but you think about the way it's going to be used. In a crime situation, let's say, like what is a 50 going to do that like a 308 isn't going to do? You know what I mean? Like 308 armor piercing is going to go through a lot of the same stuff.
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as I said, I thought the same thing. You know what? It's any other weapon. It's no more deadly than any other weapon, I guess, as far as how some criminal element was going to use it.
Because you think about it, you got the different levels. Like a 50 would be. I mean, it would like your local cops. It would tear them up. Like they would have a hard time with it.
Oh yeah.
But they would have a hard time with a 308 too.
True.
And if it gets so bad that like some complete just John Dillinger like person, it gets so bad that they have to bring in like the National Guard, then the 50 is not going to matter anyways.
Some clock tower shooter, Yeah,
then it's not going to matter that you have a 50 because they're going to bring in some big stuff and take you out,
Yeah, and it's now that I've had more time to think about what I said, it's not practical to use.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be practical.
Yeah.
Not in your average criminal, your average bad guy out there, someone who should not have a weapon in the first place, is not going to get a 50.
Yeah. And I think we're kind of moving away from a time to where you can really outgun the police.
Yeah, that time is way back.
And, exactly. And also even a time where it would even make sense to outgun the police if you could.
True.
Because what are you gonna like bank robbery? Like how much money are you really gonna get?
Bank robbery, okay. I gotta say this. Bank robbers aren't the hardcore Dillinger, Johnny Depp, Public Enemy kind of guy that they used to be. Because now banks, they just give you the money.
Right.
Because they're worried about liability if one of the customers gets injured during a bank robbery because the staff puts up a fight. That makes them liable. So they just train their staff to just, here you go, take it.
Right.
In fact, most bank robbers don't use weapons. They just, here's a note.
Yeah.
I got a gun, even if I don't have one. Here your money, walk off. So you can't claim props to be a bank robber,
right?
Dude, you're not Dillinger. Shut up.
Because the money's insured.
Yeah, here you go. I mean,
and honestly, they have a better chance of catching them anyways through cameras and all different.
Exactly. Go ahead, dude. Hey,
if they hit several banks, they're going to get caught probably eventually, and they're not going to get that much money. It's not like the old days. You could hit a few banks and like be enough money to go away on. It's just,
No, most banks done electronically now. So I think if I've heard correctly, I think they might have 10, 12K there, maybe. You're right. The money just ain't there no more. Yeah. And most of the people that rob banks now are drug addicts.
Yeah, exactly. Get desperate. Where to them, like a few $1,000s is a lot of money.
Exactly. And back to that thing we've already talked about, that North Hollywood shootout. They they weren't bank robbers. They knocked over armored cars.
Yeah.
That's what the real money was.
Yeah, I think still that works. Like people do that.
But you gotta be squared away. You gotta have a crew of guys because that's not gonna be no Grady, dude.
Yeah. I remember watching a documentary about some crew that was like the most successful ever, at doing that because they stuck to this really strict schedule.
Yeah.
To the point where like once they had like timers on their watch. When it went off, it didn't matter if they had a bag of money like about to pick it up. They just let go of it and they
exactly. Having people that are that willing to work together, that disciplined, that well trained, that's a rarity. Those are professional criminals, which is a rarity.
Right.
Most of your guys are just thugs,
desperate
people, thugs. Professional criminals, believe it or not, are very rare. They're the ones like in heat. They're the ones that like rob your armored cars.
Right.
But they're few and far between.
And most of those guys go after cyber crimes nowadays.
Yes.
Like I said before, the modern day John Dillinger is a 17-year-old kid living in his parents' basement and he speaks Klingon fluently.
That's right. That's right. We can laugh, but that's exactly what.
Yeah, exactly.
So so it ain't the 30s, and great movie. I'm gonna plug that movie, Johnny Depp, Public Enemies. Great movie.
Oh man,
they were great. But they said the same thing that I think holds true today. A lot of these guys who pull off crimes like that, they're great planners. They can execute the plan, but they don't have an after plan.
Yeah.
Now what? Do I keep doing this? Because if I keep doing it, I'm not gonna last. I know that. Or do I have a plan where I go away?
Yep.
I think they all think they have the plan. I'll make the big score and I'm going away. They all think they have that, but then there's always that one more thing. One more thing.
Yeah, exactly. And what's ironic to me is really like if you decided like, okay, I'm just gonna try to get as much money as I possibly can, and I don't care what laws I break.
Yep.
Sell crack. Honestly, I mean, really, you can make so much more faster. Just sell a ton of crack.
Greed.
And then go to Mexico.
Greed.
Every dope, but it never works.
Every dope man I ever hooked up, everyone I ever came across, whatever got the same thing always got me in the end. Greed.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. Money is a curse.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as enough of it.
Yeah.
And I'm using your 50 cal rounds of prop.
Yeah. It's like in that show we had the Glock magazine.
That's right. Your listeners are sharp. They picked up on it.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I am the anti-Glock. But hey, he was carrying one. He had one in his hand the whole show.
Yeah. All you need is a 1911 that's chambered in that round.
Oh, dude. I saw some guy showed me a YouTube video of a Glock that was fully automatic with the butt stop.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Glock 19 or...
Was it like an old video and the guy had that little hat and he had...
He had the rig with he had extended clip to the Glock 19, I believe, and a butt stock fitted to it.
Yeah.
And he went through like 7 rounds, 30 each, fully automatic on a Glock. Now, where would you use this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it one of them things that are fun to have? Yes, if you got the money for the ammo.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any practical use for it.
Well, I think the practical use would be like if you're like in an offensive situation or like a very intense defensive situation like Secret Service.
Yeah, just you need maximum firepower like right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like undercover, police or like or CIA and stuff like that where like you're in the thick of it and all of a sudden you find yourself surrounded by a bunch of unfriendlies.
A very big get off me gun. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
It'd be a good anti-carjacking gun too.
Oh yeah. Which I had an incident between shows. Some guy, I'm at this place that should remain nameless. And I'm sitting there, it's at night. And I'm about to go in, and then this individual came up out of the darkness behind me in my vehicle.
Now, is this while you're working, or is this off duty?
This was off duty.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting there, I'm talking to the old lady, and this individual came up behind me from the darkness, knocked on my windshield, says, "Hey, man, can you give me a ride?" I'm like, 1 second. I reached over and from between my seat covers pulled out that by God 1911, which was already loaded in position 3. Thank you very much. And then I didn't roll down the window because he acted like he wanted me to roll the window down. I did not. I opened the door and kept the door between me and him, pushed him back, and I said, "Hey, can I help you?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "You ain't got to pull your pistol." I'm yeah, I do. Mr. Anonymous person coming out of the darkness behind me at night. Yes, I do have to pull my sidearm. He said, I don't want to ride now. "Oh, I didn't think you would. Have a nice day." And he wandered off into the dark. So, hey, there you go.
I know, man. Those people, you got to really be careful with those beggars and stuff.
You don't know.
It's funny because it wasn't like that, but I had one not that long ago. I guess it was like 2 weeks ago. ago, something like that. And I stopped to get gas. It was really late at night, and it was just me. And I just pull up there. I'm just leaning against my truck, and this guy pulls up next to me. And as soon as the first word he said to me, I could just tell he was about to ask me for money. Because he was like, "Hey, man," I was like, "Here it comes," And he's like telling me this story. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like, "All right, just get to the part where I get to say no."
That's right. Let's speed things up here.
Yeah, so he did, and I was like, "Nope, sorry," because that's kind of my thing. Like if someone I don't know asks me for money like that, I just automatically say no.
I did
I like to choose if I want to. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, you just don't know nowadays. I mean, you want to believe that this person's going to do the right thing, but you just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, charity is a good thing, but let's give it to an organization, not to some guy walking up to me out of the darkness.
Yeah, and as soon as you go to pull out money, then he tries to rob you.
Yeah, exactly. So no.
Yeah, so this was a unique one. That's this happens to me pretty often, but this was a unique one because usually with those people, as soon as I say no, they just disappear back into the darkness. Where they came from. Almost every time, that's usually how it goes. But this guy, he kept at it, and he was like, "Man, I got my son, man," which I didn't see. He had a car seat, but I didn't see any kids. His car was like full of stuff, like he was living out of it. And he's like, "Man, I got my son, man. I really, I'll go to an ATM." Like, yeah, sure, I'm
yeah, sure. Come on, follow me there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
You know what? I'll just give you the PIN number. You can go do it.
You'll bring back my card, right? Yeah, right.
So then, and again, sorry, man, sorry, no, and kept asking me, and I had to say no about 3 or 4 times, right? And then finally, he kind of shuts up for a minute, and I'm still just waiting, filling up my tank, and then he starts again, and I told him, I was like, you're just gonna keep asking me?
Yeah,
that's what I told him.
Yeah,
and if he just kind of like, well, come on, man, and then finally I just kept staring at him. I just didn't even answer any of his other questions. Just kept looking at him like, did I not make myself clear?
Get away from me, dude.
Yeah, and then he was like, well, have a nice life, man. And then he left.
Okay, there are people out there in need, yes, but I think there are better ways to take care of that situation than just walking up to random people on the street.
Yeah,
I understand people get desperate, but there are effective ways to deal with your situation. I'm not saying that some of these people you see out there aren't in need. I'm sure they are.
Right.
But there are other ways to do that.
Yeah, and he had a car. That's the other thing.
Yeah, dude, you got a car. I mean, and like individuals I've seen, this one that waits under a bridge every day under the bridge, 5 o'clock, right there. I'm like, on weekends he's not there. I'm like, so do you take weekends off? I mean, he had a sign saying his sister needs surgery. Oh, so your answer to that is to stand on the side of the road and get money for that surgery. Okay. Not being clear what kind of surgery that is.
Yeah.
Is it breast augmentation? What? I mean, I'm not trying to make light of his situation, people in that situation, but at the same time, I would think there are more effective ways to deal with that.
Yeah. Then you have the guys that play the veteran card, and a lot of times I feel like they're fake, probably.
Dude, I don't. Okay, as a veteran, I'm here to tell you, my first thought wouldn't be to stand under a bridge and hey, have $1. No. No. That's not how I would do it.
Yeah, to me that seems like a trick. I would say most of the time they're not actually veterans.
Exactly, and that's so easy to play that card because you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know. I mean,
especially when they get specific. Like there's one guy, he's got big cardboard sign and he's got USMC in huge letters. And you get closer and it's like veteran, homeless.
How come it's always something cool? I noticed that when I worked in the hospital as a paramedic, that the minute they saw I was a prior service guy. Oh yeah, I was 5th group, 5th Special Warfare, Vietnam. Okay, yeah, all right, sure. Or Navy SEAL, Vietnam. Okay, all right. It's always something cool. Where the cooks at?
Yeah.
Where's the cooks? Where's the mechanic at? Where's the guy that did? I did power type. I was secretary in Da Nang. Where's that guy at?
Yeah.
I'm just leery. I'm not saying that situation does not happen, but I'm just a little bit leery. But because everyone I've ever met was always something cool.
Yeah.
In fact, the cooler the story, the more chances BS.
Exactly. Exactly. And I hate it because sometimes, like there was actually this lady a couple of days ago that asked me if I had any money for gas. She's like, "Can I have $5 for gas?" And I was like, "No," because I just instinctively just do that because And she walked on, and I kind of looking at her as she walked away. I was like, maybe that one might have been legit. I don't know, but you just never know.
You don't know. You don't know. You just don't know. It's not that a lot of people want to help. A lot of people, they want to, sorry, I'm hitting the mic. A lot of people want to help. They want to do the right thing, but there's so many people that will play on your feelings that you want to be supportive, you want to help these people. So unfortunately, I tell you what, take you down here to the Goodwill or to the Salvation Army. It's down there. We'll get you down there. Oh, hell with that. Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Since you don't take cash, what's the problem? Since I'm not giving you cash, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So that tells me that's a problem.
Or like a sandwich, or something like that.
So again, you just don't know. It's just safer not to, too, depending on where you're at, what you're doing. Like in a car, someone comes up behind you at night. Yeah. It's safer not to whip out the cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides, who carries cash anymore anyway?
Yeah.
Cash? What? Yeah. What's that?
No, I mean, I carry some, but a little bit.
Cash? What's what?
But and also, like, if I was in that situation where all of a sudden, I left my wallet at home, I don't have any money, and I'm stranded without gas, and for some reason there's no one that I can call at all. What I would do is I would probably go into the gas station and try to talk to the clerk. But look, I would explain my situation. Like, there's got to be something that I have that I can leave with you.
With you, my license, something to show that I am legitimate.
Yeah, like there's got to be something. Take my tire off, whatever. There's something. You know what I mean? Like,
here's my carburetor.
Maybe you can even fix it for me while you got it. It kind of sticks a little.
Just pour some unleaded in there. It always works. Okay, I've been in.
But something like, you know what I mean?
So that I'm legit, man. Look, I know you got people coming up here asking for stuff all the time. I am not one of them.
Yeah,
I'm a real person. I wouldn't expect help. Like years ago, my vehicle got a flat, and I was walking back to the house.
Yeah,
and you know what? I would like to think that someone would stop, but I didn't expect it.
Yeah,
I didn't try. Hey, give me a ride. No, I'm not going to stop because I'm thinking I wouldn't stop.
Right.
Because you don't know.
And then if you're like, I wouldn't stop. So if a guy does stop, then it's like, I wonder if this guy
is this guy a killer?
Yeah.
I was at a bank up in this town in a certain state years ago, and I'm at the ATM, and this woman walks up to me, which is kind of suspicious. Okay, I'm at the ATM. You see me pulling cash out. All of a sudden, poof, there they are. All right. Yeah. She says, hey, I need a ride. My car broke down. I need a ride. Can you give me a ride? I'm like, she didn't ask for money. So I thought this might be legit. Yeah. My car's broke down over here. I need a ride up to this place. And she told me exactly where she needed to go, which was right up the road. I said, okay, sure. And then before she gets to the car, she says, now, you're not a killer, are you? I said, only on Thursdays. She got it anyway. Today's Tuesday. You're okay. We're 48 hours. So you have to be careful. And I would not recommend a woman ever doing that.
Yeah.
Not to be chauvinistic, because there's some tough broads out there.
Yeah.
But I would not recommend a female do it, and be very particular. Did I pick her up because she was a female? Yes. It was daylight? Yes. Yeah. And it was only like maybe 300-400 yards away. Why didn't she walk? I don't know. Yeah. But she gave me the exact address. Take her. Okay, fine. Yeah. I'll do that.
Sometimes you can kind of tell if it seems mostly legit, you know.
I get this guy a ride, and I was coming years ago. Number one, I'll pick them up on the highway. They try to get in the car with me. No way. You're not getting in the cab with me. Oh, back, you're getting in the bed of the truck, sitting in my spare. Yeah. I did pick this guy up outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and gave him a ride all the way up into Tennessee, to Nashville, Tennessee. On the back of my truck. Thank God for him. It was a sunny, clear, warm day because you ain't getting up here with me, man. Screw you. Yeah. And he was grateful. We got to Nashville. He jumped out. Thanks, man. Walked off. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Because if I look back at this guy like making a move, I'm going to like swerve and throw him off. But there are situations, yes, you should help people whenever you can, but you got to be very careful. Yeah. Because you do not know. Right. There's an individual that we see her walking up the road. She's on foot all the time with her kid in the middle of the night. Something's wrong. Yeah. What are you doing out here on the highway? And I know people stop to try to pick her up, which as a woman, I'd be afraid of anybody that would stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, was that a plastic body bag in your back seat? No.
Yeah. Especially like I've seen some like women on the side of the road with signs that are like pretty attractive.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes you suspicious
You're
in lots
this
of
hot,
ways.
and you're on the side of the road,
Yeah.
and you're thumbing. No.
Yeah, something's up.
Victim, either there's either four guys waiting in the bushes, or or you're crazy,
Right.
or something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Or like she's gonna come on to you, and then some guy's gonna come out like, oh yeah, so that's $100.
That's all right. Yeah, exactly. So no, I hate, again, that's not chauvinistic, but if she's real hot on the side of the road, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Why is a woman why is this 8 on a scale of 10 on the side of the road thumbing?
Right.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to be talking about guns.
Oh yeah, we're talking about yeah.
We got off track. We're from 50 cals to if you see a woman on the side of the road.
This is a great time to bring up. If anyone wants to send us donations to the show,
that's right.
send it to this address.
we will gladly give your donations to any woman we see on the side of the road.
Yeah.
We'll keep them in a fund.
Oh man. Oh yeah. One last thing on that though.
Okay.
One thing that bugs me is even at grocery stores, when they have like a little jar, like you're just trying to buy your groceries.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so would you like to donate to the, Keep Children from Burning Alive fund? It's like, it's always something,
Yeah, and you're like, you don't want to be that jerk. And he goes, oh, nah, hell, I don't care if kids got burned to death. You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So, you're like,
so it's like they're extorting you almost.
They guilt you into giving them money. I'm like, so I got to the point, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a jerk. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say no. I'll be honest, I do.
Dude, nah, man.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. I mean, even like one thing that'll bug me, even is like, because the thing is when we sell stuff on the internet, stuff like that, we always do like a percentage of it to charity. Like, if I donate money to charity, I want to be deciding it on my own.
Exactly.
So even when there was a period, it seemed like in this one Walmart that I would go to, where every time I walked out the door, there was a guy for one of the wounded veterans funds, right? Which those are great organizations, but I don't like being guilted.
But are these organizations gonna put somebody outside of a Walmart?
That's true. Yeah.
To try to get a donation, because they're aware that there are so many illegitimate people out there trying to just separate you from your money. Yeah, they're going to make sure that you feel comfortable. Like, I'd rather donate online, or go to a building, to the building's headquarters, or whatever, and do it that way. So here you go, guy on the street, take some cash.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. It's so easy because you think like, oh well, they wouldn't make that much money. No, if you sit around and beg and you got a good angle, you could make a lot of money.
It depends on how sad you look too. You got the veteran in a wheelchair, with a dog next to him. Yeah, people feel sorry for the dog. I mean, come on, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, hey.
It's easy to get scammed.
I saw this going way back. This episode of Barney Miller, which you can make that a trivia question for some of your listeners. Barney Miller, a show from way back before you were born, there, young fella.
I think I heard of it.
I read the history books. They did an arrest of this guy. He was pandering in front of the New York Stock Exchange. And then every day they brought him in, and they found out every day this guy, he would beg all day in front of the New York Stock Exchange, and then his chauffeur would come pick him up and take him to his house out on Long Island. They're like, "You have a house on Long Island?" He said, "Yeah." Wow. He says these people, these stockbrokers, these lawyers, they are dealing with bad people, stressful situations. It's a Shark Tank there all day. When they come out, they want to feel good about themselves. So what do? They give me money. I sit there dressed in rags, they give me money, and then I get my chauffeured car and go home. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't pander in New York City, I don't believe.
Oh, really? I'm sure they still do. But
I'm like, that'd be a good idea. Because they obviously have money. I mean, a $500, $600 suit. They're dealing with millions every day. You can spare me $5-10. Come on, dude.
I'll tell you a good spot would be a strip club.
Nah, dude. My cash is for something else.
No, on the way out. Get them on the way out because they feel bad. And they're like, well,
I'm guilty. Yeah.
Let me do something, good.
So I don't feel as guilty when I go home to my own.
I got these like extra $1 bills, anyways.
That's right. I feel better now. I spent $300 in there, but I gave this bum $1. I feel good. Can you knock some of this glitter off me?
Yeah.
Jesus. Good
That'd
idea.
probably work. Yeah.
Things get rough. You'll
Yeah.
find me at, I'm not going to mention any names. I won't give anybody a plug.
Yeah, exactly. I can think of two in our area.
Yeah, 3rd Avenue and East Bonaventure. Yeah, go down there. Happy hours 4 to 7.
That's probably an actual street somewhere. It's like a coffee house. Though. People are going to be like, "What? This is a strip club?"
Where's the pole? Well,
oh yeah, machine guns.
yeah, machine guns. Yeah,
That's right. I forgot.
Which pretty hot strippers and machine guns, dude.
That's right.
Excellent, dude.
That's probably been done before. That combination.
I saw in Iraq this officer. He had these posters with women. There's some website on YouTube, women firing automatic weapons.
Yeah, there's an old one. Like there's some of the videos are still floating around on YouTube. It's like from the 90s. It's all grainy. Yeah.
They got one pieces on.
yeah, exactly. Or like from the movie. What's that? Oh, that Tarantino movie, Jackie Brown.
Great movie.
Yeah,
great movie, dude. Oh, awesome movie. Oh.
Yeah.
They're in one pieces with one piece bathing suits with beehive hairdos.
Yeah.
Firing AK. So, dude. But this guy, he had inside his office in Iraq, he had this wall plastered with women firing machine guns. Dude, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's pretty awesome. One thing that takes away from it a little bit is the fact that like they clear, like I can't help but like nitpick, like, oh, look at that, she doesn't even know how to hold that.
He's using completely inappropriate firing position. You should be going through the 5-round burst, baby. I mean, don't just hold that trigger down. You won't hit anything like that.
Look at that, she just swept her left breast with the muzzle.
And her reloading procedure is entirely inappropriate.
Yeah. She just muzzled the photographer.
That's right. Come on. You're right. So,
yeah.
Oh my God.
That's good stuff. It's funny. I'll tell you, there was a cigar shop that used to go in a long time ago before Dad ever smoked cigars, because he would go in there to get the boxes for some reason. But they would have like in gun shops, you have gun calendars where you got like the Dylan magazines and stuff. They have like girls and guns and stuff.
Okay.
So like it was a cigar place and they had the cigar version of that. And I'll be honest, I couldn't get into that. Like a bunch of like hot chicks in bikinis smoking cigars. It's
that's a particular taste.
It wasn't my thing. Not that it's bad. It just
nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Don't do it for me, dude. Nah, she'd be holding a Barrett. Now, hey.
Oh yeah. There probably is that somewhere.
Oh yeah.
we need to make a gun culture radio calendar.
Dude, great idea. Great idea.
Do that.
Dude, we gotta do that.
We can do it, yeah.
And we gotta do that movie spoof thing we planned too.
I know. I still gotta figure out how, because the thing that I can't figure out is, so supposedly you can use movie clips in a video because some of those channels do it. But there's like a limit to like how much you can show.
You can actually show.
Yeah, one thing I thought about doing, one way we could do it is we could film ourselves and, so we have like ourselves and the movie, and we could do the entire movie, like an hour and a half movie. We'll watch the entire thing, film every reaction that we have, and then I could go back through it and then pick out the funny parts.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Cool. So, I'll do like director's comments in some of these movies now.
Yeah.
Make comments during the movie, but I'm not technologically scored away enough to do that.
I'm not hardly either, but I thought one option would be, which I decided against it, would be to like record us commenting and then let people can just watch the movie on their own and then listen to us. But the problem is like some movies that have like, there's different versions of it, and like it might be like different links, and it would get all off and out of kilter.
Hey, there's not an alligator in that movie. I mean,
it's like, oh, I don't have that. The movie, the special feature.
No, it must have a different version. Now this is HD. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
All right, got it.
So I think probably the best way to do it is to get a setup to where they can see us, hear us, and see the movie at the same time, and then we'll just do the whole thing, and I'll just cut out the highlights.
There you go.
That's why I'll just do it that way.
Future. That's something future for the Big John Show. There you go.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. There's definitely no shortage of movies to use. Yeah.
Of stuff we can nitpick to death. Oh yeah.
Like Mad Max is definitely one we got to do.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then just don't forget Rambo.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I think maybe we talked about this last time. I don't know, but Rambo is on Netflix now, and I watched
Which one?
All of them.
Also, oh, God.
And I watched. Let's see. I don't think I finished the third one. I mean, I'd seen him a ton of times, but I mean, it's been a little while since I've seen him. So I've been watching through all the Rambo movies, and corny as hell, but they're cool though.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment.
Yeah,
it's what you expect. Entertainment, like that new Agent 47.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
It's he uses 1911s. Yes, Agent 47. Which is what? What's he called? I'm drawing a blank. Before that one, Agent 47, Hitman.
Yeah, okay,
Hitman,
that's
Agent 47. Number one, he uses 1911s. Excellent.
Yep, suppressors on them. Right?
No, just I did have a problem. They're the big steel, the classic steel full size 1911s. Okay, it looks good, but. And he never misses, which that sounds good, but sorry.
And like two guns at a time.
He's firing two guns, two different directions, and he never misses.
Yeah, and and science actually will prove that doesn't work because your brain actually, people talk about multitasking. Your brain actually can only focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So if you're shooting two guns at a time, you're having to go back and forth. It's like, what's the point?
I believe it's possible, but you're not going to just how are you going to look at 90 degrees in both directions at the same time? And I think it could be done. Anything can happen, but it looks cool, but likely no.
And then reloading, that's a challenge.
Okay, exactly.
There's some ways to do it, I guess, but still.
But a cool movie. Personally, I thought the first one was better.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one, but the first one was pretty good.
First was pretty good. This was it was all right. I think they set themselves up for another 2-3 movies. Of course, come on, the money's in making a series now, not one movie. You got to make a series. That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
So. And you got to do it. Which that's how different you. You could do like the Big John show, Puerto Rico.
That's right.
I mean the Spanish.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Subtitles,
dude. You got to talk to the marketing people, see what they got to say.
Yeah.
Let me call the corporate office.
Yeah. Let me go get the marketing team in the next room. Here in this studio that resembles a house.
That's right.
So I like to, I don't want people to know like about the millions that we're making in this thing.
Yeah.
So I set the studio up so it looks like a house.
You got the private jet out the airport waiting. Yeah.
Well, really, this is like my hangar, and this is like I've built this. Like, there's actually no ceiling. Like we can see all the way to the.
That's right. You can see the mountains of the Rockies here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, from here in Denver. I mean, I've liked your new office here, by the way.
Yeah. It's got everything. Bowling alley.
Subway.
Yeah.
It's an actual Subway, not the Subway sandwich shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that'd be a good idea too. Get a Subway right inside your bunker, dude.
Yeah.
Be like the president thing.
I'd probably upgrade. I'd probably get. You're eating. I'll tell you, a great sub shop that I don't know if it's if it's national chain or what, but it's called Penn Coast Station or whatever. You ever eaten there before? Oh man, you got to try it sometime. There's the only one I know of in okay.
In this certain Midwestern place. I think we started off in New Mexico, then we moved to Colorado.
There's
the Rockies, here in the Rockies. Yeah.
There's a land by the name of Bellevue.
There are a few of those around.
Yeah.
We'll let you guess which one.
In the land of Bellevue. It's the only area, the only one that I know of. That's reasonable to drive to. But it's great though. It's like, because it's like Subway, but it's like a fancier version of Subway because they actually they make the bread there, and it's like fresh, like Italian kind of. It's good. It's good.
Okay,
you would like it.
Check it out. Sounds like it's kind of like the IHOP as opposed to what's that place?
Waffle House.
No. The one step above Waffle House. Shoney's.
Oh yeah,
which is Waffle House's poor cousin.
Yeah. That's right.
So, we're gonna get letters now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I work at Shoney's, and I'm here to tell you we serve. Okay, all right, yes, I'm sure they serve fine quality food there. Yes, yes, they do.
I've gotten to where, like, the two types of restaurants I've gotten to where I kind of stay away from is one fast food, and then the Shoney's type places, because it's like the food is just. I would rather. There's a lot of better options out there. Like even like Jimmy John's. like they have pretty quality food. Have you ever eaten there before?
Yeah.
Like they have really quality subs there, I think. But.
Well, you got to take care. Part of that taking care of yourself is, which we've talked about. That part of defense and all that is taking care of yourself physically and mentally.
Yeah.
And part of that is stay away from the death traps.
Oh yeah,
like those McRibs. By God, they should just give it they should issue whenever they give you a McRib, they should give you a defibrillator to go with it.
Yeah,
I mean it's a death sandwich, but people love them. They love them.
Yeah.
Why if they bad for you taste so good?
Yeah. And then they like take them away and then bring them back.
And people are like, it's back. Woohoo. All right.
Yeah.
People beeline right down to McDonald's.
It's probably because they can't have it available for too long. People would die. They would lose its customer base.
That's right. I mean, kill off the people that are getting it. But I know about the commercials. I'm sure I'm not the first one to see this. How come you never see any overweight people or ugly people eating at McDonald's in the commercials? It's always that happy, young, fit people.
Yeah.
Hey, where's a guy like me, the fat guy?
Especially McDonald's commercials. They're the worst. It's always like young, really hip, fit people.
Yeah. Hey, we're eating this death sandwich. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. I go into any McDonald's around here. I don't see those people on TV in there. I see people like me in there.
Yeah. I remember one time when we worked security together. I don't think you were working with me this day. I can't remember, but we went into maybe it was. I can't remember, but we went to McDonald's. We were working on Christmas Day. Were you there?
No.
We went to McDonald's on Christmas Day.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking like, what a bunch of losers.
Just like the Pilgrims.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, there was this individual that we both know. This guy absolutely would not go to work unless he had a McChicken and fries. I mean, he would not. I mean, we had to stop. We're en route out to the area to go patrol, and this guy, stop. McDonald's right now. I need in his words, I need a Mac chicken with fries right now. Okay, all right. Okay, we're a little bit late, but I guess we can stop. He could not patrol unless he had a Mac chicken and fries. Okay, dude. Sure. All right. Okay, you got it. Okay, let's go. And he's chowing down this thing as we're going. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're pretty good because this guy absolutely refused to go on patrol without one. I mean, okay, all right, dude. Sure.
I can't really eat McDonald's. Maybe just I get sick to my stomach sometimes.
Okay, in the McDonald's defense, before the lawyers start parachuting into the parking lot.
Yeah.
Their defense.
Oh, come on. Their lawyers cannot afford parachutes.
In their defense, they at McDonald's does serve healthy stuff. People don't eat it, but they do serve it.
That's true. They do have. Well, to me, the whole point of eating a place like McDonald's is the cheap food, and the cheap food is bad, and the healthy food is more expensive. Exactly. So might as well eat at a healthier place if you're going to pay the money.
Exactly. So McDonald's, in their defense, they do serve healthy food. Nobody touches it, but it is there. And McDonald's has said that. Hey, got healthy chow right here. Yeah. But nobody won't go near it. So
yeah. Exactly. And they have to keep it like in a freezer. And like, all right, allow 30 minutes for it to be thawed out.
That's right. How come the salad got freezer burn on it?
Yeah, really. So, why is it from 1993?
So anyway. Okay.
Like these vegetables don't even exist anymore. They're extinct.
They're extinct.
Oh, man. I remember when we used to work together, we always got Church's chicken.
Oh, yeah, great stuff.
Man, great stuff. What are those butter biscuits or whatever?
Man, I don't know what they put in them. That stuff's awesome.
Oh, man.
Dude, I mean, it's death on a bun, but God, it tastes great.
Oh, it's so much better than KFC, I think.
I mean, don't get the Colonel down here. Don't get the Colonel
Especially the new Colonel. He seems pretty serious.
He's that guy from the new Colonel. He's the guy who was the voice of the dog in Dr. Dolittle. He was Saturday Night Live guy.
I thought he looked familiar. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't remember his name, but he was for all you guys out there that watch Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy, the dog. He was the guy that voiced the dog.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but
Is that Colonel Sanders a stereotype? Yes. And,
definitely.
I walked into one restaurant in this certain city that shall remain nameless, and this white guy came out, looked just like Colonel Sanders, and better yet, he sounded like he's like, come in here now, boy, come in here. I'm like, okay, I'm like, can I get some fried chicken, sir?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sure, dude. So
I've actually been to the original KFC location.
Where's that?
I can't remember now.
That's right.
It's in Kentucky, obviously.
You mean it's not in Oregon? Kentucky Fried Chicken from Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. It's me and Dad were going somewhere. We were on a trip somewhere, and we stopped there. And it's kind of cool. They had like a little because apparently they had a hotel also.
Of course.
And they had like a display room in the restaurant that looked like how it looked back in the 50s or whatever. And they had a big like porcelain looking thing of Colonel Sanders.
A monument to him, an idol.
Yeah. And apparently he was never a colonel. He was just a private. No, what was the story on that?
Kentucky, there's an honorary position in Kentucky. If you do this, do that, or donate so much money, whatever, you can be made an honorary. It's an honorary position.
Yeah.
You can be made an official by the state of Kentucky, a Kentucky colonel.
Yeah.
A Kentucky colonel. You know. Sorry, I don't see them giving out too many of those in modern times. I'm sure it was a traditional position, but can't see too many of those nowadays.
Yeah, no.
You in the army? No, I was a Kentucky colonel, though, by God.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that pop in people's heads is Colonel Sanders. That's the first thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You make chicken? No. So,
that's funny. It's in this neck of the woods. It's kind of hard to justify eating KFC with so many good chicken places.
come on, it's the wherever region of the country we're in.
Yeah. Because this area is and it's funny because I didn't even know this until recently. It's famous for hot chicken. This area.
Well, I gotta say this. As far as
they can't hear that.
Okay, all right. I thought we had some ghosts here.
Yeah.
There was in other parts of the world. You'd be surprised. I guess it's comforting when you go to like Germany, Britain, Italy, Israel.
Yeah.
There's like a Colonel KFC over there.
Yeah.
What? It looks a little bit different. The food looks a little bit different though. Go to the Colonel to the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Germany. It's like, it don't look quite the same. Them tenders don't look quite the same. But hey, I guess
Yeah.
But I guess it's comforting. I heard that before. You go anywhere, which it sucks. I guess in Iraq there was a Burger King, which
that's weird.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's bring them our unhealthy ways. Yes, that's right. You can be large people like us.
Yeah. Well, it's like I watched this documentary on these people that live in this certain part of the Philippines, and they're famous for living the longest. And they showed this one guy. He was like 105 years old, and he was out there like in the ocean, like fishing. I mean, he was just like. He was fine. I mean, he seems completely healthy. But they live like insanely long because their diet is like they eat like raw fish and like rice and like certain vegetables. And
very
stuff
little
like that.
meat, actually. Very little meat. No processed stuff either.
Yeah.
Which I would probably just shrivel up if you cut out my processed meat. Come on.
Yeah.
Man, I need something stamped with USDA on it. Come on. Come on, man. I need it.
I try to. That's one area where I'll spend a little money is on foods. I try to, because I got I feel better.
It's good for you in the long run. It's just better for you. And we like talking about a lot of things besides just self defense here. Part of that is taking care of yourself, which means
that's self defense.
Exactly,
really.
So, which is physically and mentally. And you got to take care of yourself because if you don't, nobody else is going to.
Yeah.
And but like what that double fry with cheese, that cheeseburger looks so good though.
Oh man,
that stuff's great. I don't know what they put in it. But it's great.
I have a weakness for bacon cheeseburgers. That's one of my weaknesses. I don't know why.
Food of death.
It's something about that combination of bacon and cheese in a burger. It's amazing.
If the terrorists want to get us, they need to come up with a virus for pigs that wipes out pork.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what? Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Stop now. Washington will be like, okay, stop. I need the full section of Congress right now. They're attacking our bacon supply. Launch the fleet. Launch the fleet right now.
It's like, remember that there was almost like bacon became almost pop culture in the past few years. It's almost like with all this health food coming about that the other part of the food industry was like, but do you remember bacon?
That stuff's great. I don't know where it's bacon, man.
Yeah. That was like their ace in the hole, you know.
I can give okay, man. I can give everything except bacon, man. I can't get off the bacon. I need it, man.
Yeah.
I need it.
But it is good, you know. I try to find some balance. What I try to do is when I eat unhealthy food, I try to make sure it's real good unhealthy food.
If you're gonna go all the way,
yeah, you know what I mean. Like if I get bacon, I don't just buy some like $3 pack of crappy bacon. Like I'll get the good stuff like from Whole Foods.
Oh yeah, you know, not like from the South where I was raised. They had the salt pork, which is the food of one of those death foods.
Oh yeah,
it comes in this big block. That's preserved with salt.
Is it like hanging in a building outside by a hook?
Exactly. It's old school salt pork.
Yeah.
I was raised on that stuff. It comes in a block, and you have to take this big butcher knife and cut it in those big thick strips. My God, I was raised on that stuff. Was awesome. I thought. Fortunately, I stopped eating that stuff years ago. I would be here now. Yeah. But it's what you're used to, and then the fact that it was cured in salt, they deep fry it. Oh my God! This was just get a gun, just get a gun, put it in your mouth. But it's quicker. But
doesn't taste as good though.
That's right. My parents lived on that stuff. They lived on it, and they never had a problem. Neither one of my parents ever weighed more than 160 pounds.
Probably really active.
Yeah, exactly. But the time they came from, they're out there in the fields, they're hoeing, they're plowing, very active lives. But in the end, it caught with them. With the high blood pressure, the diabetes. I mean, you just can't. I mean, they like buttermilk, the milk of death.
Yeah.
They took cornbread, which is fried bread. They ground it up into the buttermilk, and they were like, even as a kid, I'm sitting there thinking, how do you eat this? Yeah. They're like, you don't know it's good, boy. Hell no. This is good. They slurped that stuff down. I went, in hindsight, this was clogging their arteries like there was no tomorrow. But
deep fried milk.
They loved it. They loved it.
Like the glass and everything. Just deep fried.
In fact, I remember as a kid, they wouldn't eat nothing else. They're like, who needs a meal? I'll just give me some buttermilk and some cornbread, and I'll grind that bread up inside that milk, and by God, that's a full meal right there. Okay. Fortunately, I didn't touch it because I'm sure it helped put them on the ground. But it depends on what you're used to, and culture is something else.
Oh man!
And this is besides them brewing their own alcohol. Like store-bought liquor. Is it Christmas? It's your birthday, boy.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oh man, never touching those store-bought liquor. What's the government? You mean government liquor?
Yeah. Next thing you have me wear a suit.
It was another world. It was another world in hindsight, and great way to grow up. But some of the habits then, you're like, no, you never do it now. You're like, are you crazy, man? Come on, you're brewing your own alcohol. Buttermilk and
like lard. They put lard in everything. Or like even still, like if you go to any festivals or anything where there's a bunch of Amish people selling food and stuff, like they usually have really good food, but man, is it heavy and butter and just grease and just, like I don't know how they aren't. I guess because they work constantly.
Exactly, they need that energy. They need those calories because they're out there plowing and hoeing and milking cows. They're not two guys sitting on the sofa and doing a radio show.
Exactly. I like that you can pretty much say whatever you want about the Amish on the radio.
Well, what are they gonna do?
Yeah. They aren't gonna know.
I saw that one joke for Slim Jims. That commercial for Slim Jims. The two black guys on the side of the road, the broke down car. The Amish guy pulls up in his wagon, and the Amish guy's eating a Slim Jim, and the first guy says, "Well, how do you guys get by without internet?" And the Amish guy says, "No, I get pictures of your mother through the mail."
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I wonder what Amish pornography is. They probably have like
dude.
sketches.
I saw this one guy. He had a tractor with a baby seat in it. I thought, okay, all right, hey, we're playing the hand we got. Hey,
Yeah.
I think the big night out, I guess, is going to their Arby's. Driving into town in your tractor. This is what this guy did and his wife. They were driving to town in the tractor, and with the baby seat in the back of the cab, and just big night at Arby's. Hey, hey, dude, hey.
That's funny.
Simple life, but they have a overall better lifestyle because they don't have all the stress that we have.
That's true. Yeah.
And their food is heavy.
Except for, I mean, it's gotta be tough on the kids when they know. I watched part of this as much as I could. It got kind of tedious, but I watched part of this documentary on Netflix about this woman who escaped the Amish lifestyle.
Breaking Amish.
Yeah. I think that was it. I think she still kept like kind of a lot of her faith and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just that it was really oppressive and and they claim that they give you a chance to leave, but they really don't, and all this.
I like to. It seems it is a very stress-free, I would think, lifestyle. Very good for you, but you couldn't leave this and go to that.
Yeah,
because, I'm used to electricity, dude. I'm sorry.
Right, and to me, I don't necessarily think that like just because it's stress-free, that's necessarily better either. You could draw some correlations between Amish people and like the full blown hippies. And when I say full blown, people get this idea of hippies of like
the Scooby Doo van, doing
driving
the weed in the back,
which I mean that's on some level, I guess. But I mean like the real ones, the ones that live in communes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They think they've got it all figured out, no society, we're living off the land and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the reason you're able to live off of the land up there is because of things like guns and war.
That's right.
Keeping other people from
interfering with your lifestyle.
I bet there was a lot of hippie communes in Nazi Germany. And then again, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, maybe you can have a nice holistic life living out in the woods, but are you really accomplishing anything?
What's your purpose? I mean, what are we doing here besides just hanging out?
Yeah,
it's peaceful, but I'd have to have some kind of goal. I mean, why are we here?
Yeah, we're supposed to grow on some level.
I mean, some level. I mean, let's go, dude. I mean, which maybe go to work, then come back to that. Okay, but something, but not just hang out, dude. I mean. I hate to say it. How I'm not going to say that. Forget what I was going to say. I'm not going to say that.
And there's a common ground. I mean, some of those guys, they probably maybe they build things. They might make furniture, chairs, or different. By the
way, the Amish, I had someone do some work on my house. Excellent carpenters. Oh my God, excellent work.
Yeah,
quality. That stuff lasts too.
Yeah,
I mean, so you can't touch them as far as that goes.
Oh yeah, they make good stuff.
You got to call in if you want some for all you guys out there that got work that you need work done to your house or you need furniture built. Get the Amish on it. Excellent work.
Just no electrical, right?
That's all hand tools. Hey, that stuff lasts though. It'll last 100 years.
Yeah, so. That's interesting. Speaking of Amish and big beards. I'm trying to segue this into the thing with the story's been big in the news with this bomb, this kid,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not actually a bomb, but he made a clock. Yeah, he made a clock that everyone thought that some people thought was a bomb, and they arrested him, and it's become this big heartstring issue. Like, look at this poor, discriminated against Muslim child who was just a scientific genius, and he was misunderstood, and all this kind of stuff.
Okay,
I get that. Like, I'm sure that was an embarrassing situation for him. But the thing is, it's like we got to decide: is it really if you see something, say something?
Yeah.
Or is it if you see something, be careful about saying something?
From what I understand, maybe handcuffing the kid was a little bit much.
Yeah, a
little bit much.
So, yeah.
But at the same time, hey kid, what's in the bag?
Right.
Hey, from what I understand, I saw on Bill Maher, Mark Cuban spoke with some of the faculty at the school, and they said that it was like 4 hours into the day because other people have seen it. Hey, what's that? It's a clock. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And there was one English teacher, I believe, that saw it, and he wasn't clear about what it was.
Yeah.
And then she's like, get the police over here right now. Which, yes. Was he stereotyped? Yes. But at the same time, the school system has the obligation to have an abundance of caution.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't a big deal because nothing happened. But if something had have happened, it would have been, how could you not have called the police? How could you not have said something? It's obvious it was a bomb.
Right.
So, and I think the Dallas police, the Dallas Fort Worth police said the same thing. We have zero tolerance for any incident like this. We will not tolerate that. And this place, where the school was, is only 25 miles away from that building where they had that draw Allah thing. And the two guys drove from New Mexico to try to shoot the place up, but the security and police stopped them.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's only 25 miles away from there. So again, people are hypersensitive to stuff like that. So I think, yes, was he stereotyped? Yes, but at the same time, you have to be aware that you're going to be stereotyped.
Yeah.
And that, hey, look, relax. It's a clock, guys. Look.
Yeah.
It's a digital clock, so it's not even ticking. So,
right. And also, supposedly, like, all he did was take an existing clock and basically just take it apart and then just put it in
the briefcase. And so, but at the same time, hey, it looks that's a case with wires sticking out of it. Oh, you're a Muslim guy. Yes.
And it is the most stereotypical looking bomb type of thing, too.
The classic, TV movie bomb.
Exactly,
The only thing missing was an old alarm clock. Tick, 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 tick. I mean, so people are. I'm sorry that he was stereotyped. I can relate to that. But you have to expect people to do that.
Yeah.
I was on a mission out west, and me and this white guy went to a place in Oklahoma, and Muskogee, Oklahoma. Yeah. And we went in the store, and we're walking around the store. The white guy who's with me, went up there to pay for his whatever, and I'm back there looking around the store, and this white sheriff came in there, saw me. But no, the white sheriff came in, got something, was going to walk out, turned around, saw me, and then stopped. And all of a sudden, pretended like he was reading the paper. Okay, all right. And
I forgot. I did this article I needed to check out.
And then,
that's so obvious.
Yeah, exactly. And then the white guy I was with saw him and went, the white guy who's with me, the other soldier, the white soldier that was with me, saw this and went over to the sheriff and said, hey, he's with me.
Yeah.
And the sheriff went, oh, and walked out. So, yes, it can happen to anybody. Yeah. You have to expect that, though. Hey, relax. What I do, you put people at ease. Hey, relax, dude. I'm not here to do anything. It's cool. And people, okay. And they may even feel embarrassed that they stereotyped you, which it happens. That's how people are.
Yeah. And plus, like a more accurate stereotype example almost would be like, let's say that a black guy with dreadlocks, about 20 years old, walked into a place and he had gold teeth with a bag of plants. What are people going to think? That's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a Muslim, person, a very Middle Eastern looking person. Yep. He's holding a thing that looks like a bomb. Yes. People are going to jump to conclusions.
Exactly.
I mean, nothing bad happened to him. You're still going to make sure that it is what you think it is.
You have to be careful. You have to be careful because look at the Zanayev brothers in Boston. I mean, they were here all their life, most of their life, loved the country, and then tried to blow it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. At first, I was like, I forgot their name, but yeah. I was like, the what? What brothers?
Who? Yeah. They were from a Muslim Tajikistan. They were from a Muslim part of the former Soviet Union. Yeah. And they were here. They were raised here. Loved their life. Lived in very upper middle class neighborhoods. But they became radicalized though. Yeah. So you don't know. You don't know. Like the guy in Tennessee that shot up the place in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Spent most of his life here.
Yeah.
Was born and raised, not born, but raised in Nashville, and went to Jordan, became radicalized, came back. I hate that this kid was stereotyped, but at the same time, it's the world we live in.
Right.
And you just have to be careful. And he wasn't necessarily, from what Mark Cuban said on Bill Maher's show, he wasn't necessarily clear. The kid wasn't clear about what was in the bag to this person, and the person thought, oh shit, let me call the police.
Yeah, and it's in a case, and it's it kind of
But it worked out for the kid. He's got he's going to go see Obama at the White House, show it to him. He's got offers to MIT and Harvard. I mean, hey, kid, worked out.
There's some people that suspect that it was a setup because his dad supposedly was like this activist that was trying to get something going. was trying to get like some position or something, and
okay.
you know,
Here we go. Okay,
yeah.
the truth comes out. Okay,
it might be one of those, like, remember that weather balloons with the kid trapped in it? Like, it might be one of those, you know?
Yeah, that worked out good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that would, I mean, smart move, I guess.
It worked out for you, kid. Yeah.
But that's, as great as the internet, I think, is going to be for our society. I think one of the, and the media and all this kind of stuff. Largely the internet, but one of the downsides of so much coverage and how you can be famous so quick. Is, I think, because people will exploit it. They
all
take
the time,
advantage. Yeah.
all the time. Also, unfortunately, the internet can be a haven for nutcases, weirdos. I mean, you just don't know. Malcontents, people with a axe to grind. Yeah, by God, So, yeah, because you're right. You said anybody can be famous. You're not anonymous anymore. Right. So it's good and bad. So like anything else. Anything else.
Yeah, exactly. So that to me was, that got kind of like overblown. I think by the kind of like the really extreme left. I feel like they love to jump on stuff like that as like, oh, look at this. This is a whatever. So
what would you think? Okay, if you were in that school and you didn't know this person and you saw that, what would you think?
Yeah.
Which it can happen. I mean, I'm not going to tell that story. Never mind.
Okay.
But anyway,
well, like you said though, originally, like I feel like it's a great point. If it was an actual bomb,
then
people would have been saying, like,
you should have reacted
this
to
is
it.
Obvious.
You should have. Come on, it was obvious.
It had the clock, digital,
ticking, the wires. Come on, it was obvious it was a bomb.
Like the chemicals were mixing, like the two different color chemicals, or
You're right, exactly. So people are hypocritical too. I mean, and again, the school and the Dallas police said the same thing. We have zero tolerance for anything like this.
Yeah.
And maybe someone should talk to that kid, parent. You can't be, because of who we are, unfortunately, we have to be aware that because of who we are, certain people are going to have preconceptions about us.
Right.
I mean, I dealt with that coming up as a kid, and I think that's just being honest.
Yeah.
That a lot of people can't get past what they see.
Right.
And we have to expect that. So what you do, the way you get around that is not be what they expect.
Right.
I'm reasonable, level-headed. Thank you very much. And hey, I don't do what you think that I'm supposed to do. So
right, and you can usually, just by the way you carry yourself, make that pretty clear.
Exactly.
And that's another thing that you don't get in stores like that is like we didn't know that kid personally. We don't know how that kid carried himself.
Exactly.
He may have been already kind of suspicious or kind of weird.
Exactly.
And, like when I get pulled over, I know I get profiled just because I have long hair and stuff. I look like someone that would be carting around a lot of drugs or something.
No, not you.
and as soon as the cop usually walks up to the door, like, when I do everything right, I flip the dome light on if it's dark at all, and make sure my hands are visible. And I'm just talk to him very, hey, how you doing, and stuff like that.
Realize that you're not what I thought. Yeah,
he's just a regular guy.
Same thing when I carry. I mean, unfortunately though, I seem to just reek police whenever I walk around. I can't pull off the black guy thing. Surprisingly, I can't pull it off.
You're just not trying hard enough.
I got to try harder. I'm getting my grills on back order.
Okay.
Anyway, I go into place. I went to this place in a certain town. It's like a very Afrocentric. Let's use that word.
Okay, that's an interesting word.
When I walk in there and I'm in a black suit, I forgot I was going there for something, and sunglasses, and I walked it. As I pull up, you hear loud talking, music playing, laughing, joking. I walk through the door. Silence. I hear crickets. I'm like, and I walk, and yes, maybe I did carry myself a certain way.
Yeah.
Military guy, retiree. I walked up there. I says, "I'm looking for the manager, please."
Yeah.
And you could just silence everybody. It's like everybody was frozen. Yeah. I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
And it says, they said, well, he's not here. All right. When's he gonna be back around? About this time. All right, I'll be back around about then. All right, thank you. And walked out. And then as soon as I walked out, music, laughing, talking. I'm like, hey, what do these people think?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell this one. I went to this certain place, to a certain event. And yes, I carry wherever I go.
Yeah.
And And again, I got this thing about
We're legal. Right.
Yeah, legally carry. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you very much. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I went out to this event, and it was to support somebody else. So I go out there, and I'm around these people, and all of a sudden I see uses of the holy herb, and I'm like, okay. I'm going to back out of here. So I back off and I stand by the car while they're doing their thing. Right?
Yeah.
And then, man, red flags for them went up everywhere. Why is he not doing this? Why is he not smoking? He's carrying. And they ran around. He's the police. I know he is. I'm like, hey, relax, dudes. What you go be you. I don't care what you do. I'm over here.
Yeah.
But man, there was just this air of tenseness from that moment on. Everybody was this guy's the bully. He's calling the SWAT team right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just standing here. I was like, oh no, he's one of them. I'm like, talk about feeling like a leper. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, dude, relax. I ain't calling no police. I'm over here.
Yeah.
You go do your thing. I'm just gonna be over here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So
and sometimes you get the other way around. Remember when we worked together? You weren't there for this one, but this guy walked up to our checkpoint smoking a blunt, and we were like, hey, I feel bad about it now, but I was like, hey, you can't do that. It's like, and he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, no, it's just weed.
Just weed.
I was like, what?
Well, some states it's not legal everywhere yet. So, dude, you can't, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And
it was my job to make sure people didn't do that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, especially now, I don't care.
Because there's a lot worse stuff out there. Believe me.
Oh yeah.
But
alcohol.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not legal. We may not agree with the law, but we have to enforce it. Depending on what our job is. So we have to always be aware of that. So this ain't nothing. Well, yeah, but the law says this right now, so we have to comply. So
and the cool thing, in law enforcement or even in security, and you have discretion and stuff like that. Like people, that we caught like smoking a joint and stuff. We never did.
No, man, put that away, or just. If you found a minimum amount, as long as it wasn't prepackaged for sale, give me that in the sewer. Get out of here, man. Have a nice day. But you have to draw lines, though. Like you were there that night. The guy with the shopping bag full of weed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, dude. Yeah. I'm sorry. We can't let this go. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
This ain't personal use. No, sorry. Turn around, please. So you got to draw limits.
Yeah, which is weird. It's funny because I almost feel hypocritical for some of that stuff because I don't agree with those laws anymore. I mean, I didn't really then to that much either, but it's kind of like where we're working security. The way I kind of looked at it there was like I don't have a problem with the fact that people do this, but it's my job to stop people from doing it here.
Exactly. You may not agree with the law, but you have to enforce it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. Man, I don't care what you do, but remember, at the same point, this is against the law. This is against the whatever rules we have to obey on this property.
Right.
I personally don't care, but the law says this. The rules say this.
Right.
We have to enforce that.
Yeah. Because in a way, the whole, the intent to sell thing is almost a little bit silly. It's kind of like, so if you have this amount, you're fine, but you just have, duplicates of that. And it's like, you're in trouble. It's like saying that, if one AR-15 legal, but if you have 20 of them,
oh my God,
you're dangerous.
Oh my God,
you are a dangerous person.
What
doesn't make any sense?
Because there are limits. Because this individual at the other job was caught with a trailer with 300 pounds of marijuana in it. I'm like, okay. You can't pass that off as personal use. I'm sorry, lady. I'm sorry.
If it was Snoop Dogg, maybe.
If you ain't Kanye, what the hell? Get out of here.
That's probably Snoop Dogg. That's his supply.
That's a week's worth. Okay, yeah. I got my week stash back here. Yeah. all the way back to the house. Which I think they're trying to make cannabis oil legal in Tennessee.
They did actually.
They did.
But it's only for if you have to have a certain. It's not the same as how medical works in other states. Like in a lot of states where there's medical, basically anybody can get it.
Yeah.
But here it's a lot more strict. It's only oil, and you have to have a certain I forget what it's. I can't remember what it's for.
We looked it up because someone who is interested in doing that kind of thing asked about what's the criteria for that. You have to have a certain list of medical conditions verified by a local licensed physician.
Yeah,
and then you get your card or authorization sheet, whatever it is they give you, and then you can use that, and nobody can say anything to you.
Yeah, it's more specific in Tennessee for the oil because I know, like in California and stuff like that, basically anybody can get it because people just because it's used for so many different things, headaches and
exactly, and it wasn't
anxiety.
It wasn't like any kind of chronic. I mean, a lot of the stuff is real common, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But you just need a physician to verify that you actually have this, and then you can get your authorization. You take that to the police or whoever, the sheriff's department, and then you're authorized to have it.
Yeah.
It's a card. Just, hey, yes, I can have this.
Yeah.
But from what I don't know, but from someone who does partake, told me oil, it ain't the same as smoking. It's not you don't get the same effect.
Not.
It's
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Not that you would know that.
Yeah.
But
I've heard of this different. Yeah.
The guy told me it's like tofu versus actual meat. It's like, it's like not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing, but not the same.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, it's like anything. I mean, the way that it gets into your body makes a difference. Versus like. You're going through your digestive system versus your lungs. It's like here a great example would be the difference between. And I've actually never smoked a cigarette my entire life or dipped. Which people might be surprised by that because I don't know.
Okay, what?
Yeah, like I have no interest in doing
tobacco. That. you crazy, heathen.
I do smoke cigars, but rare occasion, once a week or so. But no, I don't smoke cigarettes. Never done it. Never dip or any of that. But I've known lots of people that do, of course. But a good example of the difference, from what I understand, it would be like the difference between dip and smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's still tobacco, but the way that you get it into your body is different. So therefore, it behaves differently because it like hits you in a different way, and stuff.
Different levels, different ways.
Yeah.
We at the other job we busted somebody that tried to bring what's that? What you got? What do those people call that? When it's in candy, THC's in candy.
Like edibles.
Edibles.
Yeah.
It was gummy bears.
Oh yeah.
With THC in it, and for some reason, this person couldn't have it. It was contraband, but at the same time, I was kind of cool with that. I think a lot of people like me are turned off by the smoking part of it.
Yeah.
You're smoking
well, it's because of the stigma. Like it has this, you have you get this idea in your head of like, oh, that's a drug. That person's doing drugs.
Yeah, exactly. But edibles is like, okay, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Candy, okay. Like I heard of some of these dispensaries is what they call them out in Colorado and Washington. They sell like in lollipop THC and lollipops.
Yeah.
And I'm not, for some reason that seems okay. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just okay. All right. Sure.
It seems more like alcohol.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Just they should be. They should just sell it right next to the Jack Daniels. Hey.
Yeah.
But the smoking thing has always been a big turnoff to me personally. I'm like,
well, I mean, with the smoking, you do have different elements of like, if there's other people around, they're going to be exposed to it.
Yeah.
To an extent, you have that kind of thing, and also like you associate like smoking drugs with like harder stuff like crack and different.
Yeah, I got those images of my 8th grade anti-drug class they gave me when I was in junior high. Back in school. They had the old 1968 anti-drug films. And they had that jazz. They had like you took one hit off a blunt and it'd be like
lose your mind.
Well, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like that. You ever seen the movie Reefer Madness?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
No, it's not that poster. That's a different one, but same idea.
From like the 30s, just one hit. Oh man, where's the machine gun? I'm gonna go mow down a crowd of innocent people. Whoa.
Yeah, there's a scene where a guy he shoots this lady. And what's funny is like the gun is clearly pointed like at the floor, and then she's like on the couch, and somehow the bullet hits her. It's like a wooden floor. I don't know, but pretty crazy.
My parents were absolutely against weed, absolutely against it. They were drinkers from hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. My God, dope. that Mary Joanna, by God, that BS. Hey, give me 2 fingers of bourbon, would you? I get some ice for this scotch.
Yeah. And you got to be careful with this stuff. You drink too much, you'll die.
Yeah, by God. But it ain't by that dope, that marijuana, that smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, get you some moonshine out of the closet, boy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's a cultural thing, you know.
I mean, and my parents were like, the only them hippies do that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like 1983, Mom. I ain't seen a hippie in years. I mean,
Yeah. And the real hippies you don't see. That's the thing. You don't. They're like ninjas.
That's right.
They're like pot smoking ninjas.
Oh, and them hippies do that. And them long haired hippies do that, that weed stuff.
Yeah.
But you see, normal people drink scotch and bourbon and oh, okay, all right, yeah, they're okay.
Yeah.
I thought, even then, I was like, it's a little bit hypocritical. I mean, but it's what's accepted and what wasn't.
If you think about it, what's happening right now in our culture, especially in America, is it's like all these different subcultures are finally being exposed to each other because of the internet, and just everything is the world's getting smaller in a way.
Yes.
So like it's just we're going through these growing pains of everyone's cultures are now being accepted. And it's a good thing, I think.
Okay, for those who partake of the holy herb, everybody's talking about go to Holland, go to Amsterdam. Okay, let me tell you something. I've been there, and I'm here to tell you. Look, they feel like if you don't do that, it's your business.
Yeah.
But if you're still a piece of crap, but you're still a a piece of crap. Hey, you're laying in the street, screwed up, wandering around. If you can't, control your high, then you're still a piece of. It's just your business.
Right.
It's not my fault if you have an addiction problem. Yes, we offer this for you, but if you don't do it responsibly, you're still a piece of crap.
Now, I've heard that it's not exactly how people think that it's not as legal as people say. Like they've kind of cracked down a little bit on it. You can't be a public nuisance. You can't be screwed up out in public. People think you can. People not from there think you can, but it's just your business. But if you use it irresponsibly, they're going to punish you. Yeah, just like here. I mean, which all anybody cares about. That's all I care about. What you do is your business, but responsibility. It's like people get the wrong idea about Jamaica too. They think it's a bunch of Rastas sitting around smoking herb, but really it's a very poor and a very dangerous place full of gangsters and just violence.
And even in Jamaica, they think they're all about gin and weed. Yeah. But anything else is like, hey man, take it easy. Yeah. Which I find come from Jamaican. Hey, what crack? Hey, get out here, dude. Sit down over there. So it's people again. They're like, dude, have a great time. We'll take your tourist dollars, but leave. And if you're going to be here and do that stuff, do it responsibly. Please.
Yeah, it's illegal there, from what I've heard.
Yeah, but you can't be crazy. People think you can. I'll just fly out to Kingston and just go crazy. Yeah. You might not want to do that, dude. Yeah. You might not want to do that.
Yeah, and honestly, like. That's how I think laws and everywhere should be. It's like we should punish people who do bad things.
Yes. Behave irresponsibly. Yes.
Yeah. It's like I always say this. I don't like laws that are like, what's the word? I don't know. I can't think of a good word for it. But laws that where they try to like punish you before you actually do something that hurts people. Like open container is my favorite example of that. Because everyone knows that if you're driving a car and your passenger is drinking a beer, that doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt anybody. But it's illegal because it makes it easier for law enforcement to...
Or easier for you. Well, I got to say this. Don't do it. Hey, wait till you get home.
Well, yeah, there's no need to do it. Yeah. That's the thing. There's no need, but still, it's the kind of thing where it's like, why? Why is that illegal?
Because you always got that one idiot that screws it up for everybody. The guy that will drink and drive.
And see, I would like to live in a society where we say, you know what, there's always going to be this one idiot. Let's just let them be an idiot, because they're going to probably be an idiot in some way, somehow. Anyways.
The famous story I tell when I was in this place working for this organization. Yeah. I walked down the street, this depressed area of the city, and I saw somebody make a crack buy from a dealer, and as she drove away, she was lighting up her rock as she's driving away. Wow. That's exactly why the stuff's got to be illegal because you got morons like that. Wait till you get home, which someone who does partake told me she doesn't use when she drives because that's a waste of a good high.
Yeah.
Just wait till you get home, man. Hey, which that's all I care about, man. Get in your house or get somewhere safe, do your thing, and don't bother nobody.
Because people do it with alcohol too, though.
True.
That's the thing. That's why I've always thought that one of the best ways to prevent something from happening is like instead of trying to keep people from the means of committing of causing the problem, because a lot of times that's what laws do. They try to stop someone from getting the means to do the thing instead of trying to stop them from doing the means, because they obviously want to have those means. Go ahead and make it easier for them to have the means, but way harder for them to do the bad thing. Like with the border security thing.
Yeah.
I almost kind of have to agree with what Trump says on the border. Make it harder to get in the wrong way, but easier to get in the right way.
Okay.
And I think,
fair enough.
And I think with drugs in this country, that's the way that it should be viewed. There's always going to be people who want to do drugs.
Yeah.
Let's make it easier for people to do drugs legally without going to jail, but much harder to get by with doing drugs and hurting people or causing problems.
Or using irresponsible use.
Right.
Yeah. Which, again, in Colorado and Washington, everyone said that everybody believes that if you use irresponsibly, you should be punished.
Definitely.
If you're neglecting your kids, if you hurt someone else, yes, you should be punished. Everyone agrees on that.
Just like with guns.
Yeah.
If I want to have a fully automatic Uzi in my house, I should be able to. But if I decide to go out and rob a bank with it, then I should be thrown under the jail.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And again, I think that harkens back to the days when when the outlaws used to outgun the police, which is not true anymore. No, that ain't true. That ain't true no more.
The police are just as big as gun nuts as we are.
It ain't Barney running around out there with a revolver with one bullet in his pocket. Those days are over, dude. I think all cops carry these ARs now, don't they?
Most cops, I think, have ARs in their trunk. But maybe really poor county departments might not. But
In fact, some of these western counties, this one guy I saw, he had a Thompson.
Wow.
And he was a former SF guy, and he swore by the Thompson. He says, "Keep that AR. Get that." I got my Thompson, which close in, dude.
Yeah, if you know how to handle it.
And again, I see what he's saying, because most of your engagements aren't 300 meters away.
Yeah,
they're not. It's going to be 25, 30 yards close in.
Yeah, you
got 45 caliber fully automatic, dude.
Yeah, the only thing about using a Thompson in modern times, I'd be a little apprehensive about it, like in a law enforcement context, is one, if you're shooting it in full auto, are you going to be able to control it and not hit innocent bystanders? And also the 45 round, is the Thompson going to function with hollow points? I don't know. It might not. You're definitely going to want to have hollow points in it.
Yeah.
So,
plus, 45 ACP is not necessarily good against body armor either.
That's true, yeah.
If you got some high-speed criminals out there, like the North Hollywood shootout, they have body armor. 45 is not necessarily good.
Yeah. What really, I think, for more serious situations in law enforcement, what you need is, and of course, we're sponsored by Federal, so I have to, but you need something like this, whatever it is, Winchester PDX, Federal, a round, a good 223 round or 7.62 by 39 round, whatever rifle that you're carrying, if you're going to use it for defense.
Yeah.
Go ahead and not just get good defensive ammo for your handgun, but get some for your rifle too. Because this stuff is designed for hunting, taking down a deer and stuff like that. And it's going to do pretty well for a person, probably. Yeah. And the nice thing about to me, the 5.56 round, it's so small and fast that it tends to want to almost break up more when it hits things in the body, from what I've heard and stuff. Where if you're, shooting like a 45 or something like that with a rifle, it might not. It might go through or.
You got to worry about penetration. Again, that goes back to people who legally carry weapons have to obey the law, which means you have to worry about, is there anybody, I'm legally authorized to shoot this guy, but is there anybody, is there an innocent bystander behind him?
Yeah.
Is there any chance of me, hurting anyone else besides the subject? So, yeah.
Of course, I don't know. Of course, actually, the 45 was going to penetrate less than that, but I almost said something really stupid there. The point I was trying to make is if the guy was carrying a Thompson, he's probably going to have full metal jacket.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that a good 5.56 round would be less penetrating, less likely to hit something behind the target than a full metal jacket 45 is probably going to go right
Sure.
through.
I mean, that high velocity won't just penetrate the person.
It might. It's. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on all that stuff.
It's good, depending on where you're shooting from, because I know a 5.56 is going to tumble
Yeah.
after a certain amount of distance. But
Well, yeah, the 55 grain is supposed to.
But are you going to be? Everything's going to be close quarters.
Yeah.
Close quarters. I mean, I'm thinking the deputy that uses the Thompson. He's thinking close quarter engagement. It's going to be high volume of fire, real close.
Personally, as much as I love the Thompson, you know, when it comes down to like, you know, protecting your life and others, like nostalgia can go to hell. You know what I mean? Like, like I'm gonna have, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have the best thing for the job. You know, and I think an AR is gonna be better than a Thompson, just because some of the disadvantages of the Thompson would be, one, it's an open bolt. Yeah. So if you're trying to put more accurate rounds, like that might make that a little more difficult. And the sights, and they're heavy, and you know, with an AR, you can just quickly put those rounds where you want and stuff. And
overall, AR better weapon.
Yeah.
By any measure.
Yeah.
But
I will say that it's cool that he has a Thompson.
It's cool. It's cool, and it's a specific carry. This guy is obviously well trained. He's well versed, and it's not everyday carry. I'm gonna just go my Thompson across my back, walk down the street. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
So I think for what he does, probably
works for him.
him. But for just general overall, again, AR is the way to go. They've been trying for 50 years now to find a replacement, and there is nothing out there significantly better.
Yep.
I know that SIG makes that 415.
Yeah, I feel like we mentioned this every show, but we can't never remember what it's called.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's a copy of an AR. It's the same. I don't know what makes it that much better. SEALs use it. I don't know what makes it that much better. I mean, it looks just like an AR.
I think it's piston, maybe. Is it? I don't know.
We'll have to look it up. But it's the same. It looks just like an AR though.
Yeah.
So is it really any different, any better?
Yeah. Not to me. The only, you know, like next level to go, if you even like them. I don't like bullpups very much, to be honest. I just don't. I don't like the placement. I don't like my hands being close together. I like the separation, and it just feels, I don't know, awkward. But that is the next step for some countries. They're deciding that they like the bullpup better because you have a shorter rifle, but you still have the longer barrel length, which I see that advantage. But I don't know. I don't really like them.
What does anybody? I guess this is a question for your listeners. Anybody out there know about this AK-101, the new Russian thing?
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of YouTube videos on it.
I heard they've learned the Ruskies took the Russians.
Old Cold War vet talk there.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm going back to my old Cold War days.
Yeah.
Full the gap. Anyway, they have they took lessons. They keep the AK again, great weapon. But they also learned that we can incorporate some of the aspects of the AR, of the M4, into the AK. They kind of make it like a hybrid, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
It's an AK with some, it's an improved AK. That's what it is. And from what I understand, everybody I've heard, some people who supposedly have one, which I don't know how they got it. I'm afraid to ask. They say it's a step above an AR. But it's not. I don't know what caliber it is. I think it's 5.45. It's close to.
Oh, is it?
5.
So it's not the 7.62. So it's that Russian caliber that's like the 5.56.
Yeah,
5.45.
5.45, and it's AR. It's AK toughness with AR accuracy. Look out!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! So
I wonder how light it is, because that would be a thing that would turn me off of it if it weighs it, because. The thing that I think the AK has going for it is that heavier round, 7.62 by 39, which makes me overlook the weight of it.
Yeah.
But if I got a heavy gun and a small round, I don't know about that.
So from what I understand, it's hellacious.
Yeah.
So, look out. Oh,
yep.
my God. And now, from what I understand, the Russians are starting to put bases and equipment in Syria. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
World War III. Here we go.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
I don't know. A lot of doom and gloom people will talk about World War III is coming, and supposedly World War III has been on this list and for years, and it's supposed to happen, and all this.
All right.
It's inevitable, and all this kind of.
Okay.
I'm kind of an optimist. I tend to think that the powers that be realized that a world, especially in today's time,
Yeah, we're so interconnected now.
I think they realized that a World War III would do like so much damage to everyone.
Yes.
And crumble the world economy.
There would be no real winners.
Like they would, like the powers that be would lose.
Yes.
More than the actual people would, I think, in a lot of ways.
Exactly.
If that happened.
And it's been said that the Russians realized there's a lot more money. It's better to make money with the Americans than to fight them.
Right.
You know, the real money, the real plus is to make money working with the West and the Americans.
Same thing with the Chinese. Like, I hate when people say, like, oh, the Chinese own us. They're going to... No, they don't own anything.
That's right.
I mean, well, they own some things, but they don't own us, is what I meant to say. I mean, yeah, maybe if it's even real, maybe we have some debt to the... Doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't mean they own us just because, like, we owe them money.
The problem that we got with the media and the internet is that it lives on scare tactics. So, China's going to own us. Okay, all right, whatever. Like Japan we used to worry about Japan taking over back in the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah,
that didn't work out too well. Sorry, no. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's something else to scare people. You know, I saw an episode of Family Guy, and the newscaster said, "Okay, we'll be right back. Something else is going to kill you." Okay,
that's great.
Of course.
I think the whole it was around. I want to say it was around the time the second Iraq War was kind of picking up. When you would hear a lot of that stuff about China and how we're in debt to them, I think a lot of that came about is like. People on the far left that were tired of this whole like America's the greatest country ever thing. So it was a way for them to be like, oh yeah, but they're not really because China pretty much owns it. It seemed like it came from that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like they don't own us. Like they if China went to war with us, like sorry, they wouldn't have a chance. They just got their first aircraft carrier a few years ago. Like we had one of those like pretty long time ago.
Yeah, we have quite a few for a long time.
Like we have aircraft carriers that have probably rusted away. You know,
which I gotta say this: if the Chinese do own anything, who sold it to them? We did.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and because they don't want to pay Americans a proper wage, so it's easy to put a plant or a factory in China and pay them next to nothing.
Right.
Okay, I need you to make these transistors for that computer, and here's your bowl of soup. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So
like they would have a hard time without us. The reason that they're so booming right now is because we're buying their stuff. Products.
Yeah. I dropped that 50. It's not gonna go off, is it?
Yeah. Like a grenade, man.
Used to do the same thing in Iraq. Yeah, let me juggle some grenades. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Without the pins, no.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So. Did you say that you put tape around the spoon, right?
It's a safety thing. You got the safety lever, also called a spoon.
Okay.
And then as a safety measure, you put tape around there too, because you never know.
Yeah.
Also, Ollie Murphy did the same thing. World War II guys to have the grenades, hooked to their into their jacket. They taped them too as a safety measure because if that pin gets caught, it comes out. It won't go off. The pin can come out, but it won't go off as long as the spoon is the safety lever is held. Yeah. So that's why you tape the safety lever.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because you're only gonna mess up once.
Yeah. So. And just think if that Russian guy just did that in Rambo 3.
Good movie. Good movie, by God. Yeah. Good movie.
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess we'll save the rest for next time.
Okay, dude. I mean, we're supposed to talk about guns at some point, weren't we?
Oh yeah. No, we did. We talked about guns.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we got guns in there.
Amongst all the other stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, anyone listening that's planning on going to Knob Creek, you'll be there Sunday, right? I'll be there on Saturday and Sunday. So
what's the dates on that?
Sunday would be the 11th.
Got it.
So we'll be there, and we'll be shooting some machine guns.
By God, yes, we will.
Yeah, watching some explosions.
Some old wood and iron stuff, too. Not this newfangled modern stuff.
That's right. You need to shoot a BAR or something.
Dude, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
They got it all there, man.
World War I. Way to go.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to waste your money on something you've already shot.
Yeah, come on. Get this BAR, which I can't say what they used to call it during World War II. That BAR stood for something else.
Oh, yeah.
But big, heavy, 30-06, right?
Yeah, 30-06.
30-06. Dude.
Yeah, big old long giant round.
They just had to get the biggest guy. to carry it. You couldn't be the 5'4" guy. You had to be the big 6'2" guy, and that carrying the ammunition for it too. Oh,
yeah.
dude.
I bet you though, in World War One, like one of the first few guys that got here, take this. You know, he's probably like, what the? And like the first time he fired, he's like, this is awesome.
Dude, yeah, when you're used to a bolt action, rifle, and obviously they give you something that can fire 20-round magazine.
Yeah, you're used to like pow,
exactly,
pow, and all of a sudden you gotta.
Which BAR did have a semi selection.
Yep,
that's right. Which again, even then, firing semi, you got 20 rounds, dude.
Yeah,
come on, 800-yard range, dude. Excellent, but close in, devastating weapon.
Oh yeah. Yep. I don't think they got a chance to use it much in trench warfare, did they?
No, it came out pretty much after the war was over, so they didn't get a chance to use it in World War I. World War II is when it made its real debut. Problem, also during the 30s, a lot of gangsters would rob armories to get their hands on BARs.
Yeah,
and they would chop them down. They saw off the barrel. They could fit it under a coat, dude. Oh my God! And they'd go up against cops with 38 revolvers.
They have a chance,
dude.
Yeah,
but I did talk to one paratrooper from the 101st, and he said during World War II, the airborne people didn't necessarily like the BAR because it was too big, the ammunition was too heavy, and they felt like the payback wasn't worth it because you can only carry so much ammunition because it's so big.
You run through it really fast too.
Exactly, and then now I got this big metal thing that just kind of hangs off me.
Yeah,
So the old M1 carbine was what was that fire?
30 carbine. 30, yeah.
You could carry, it was smaller, lighter, you could carry a lot more ammunition for it. And then that, by God, M1 Garand, piece of history. Again, you can only carry about 90 rounds. They only carried about standard 90 rounds. And then they had a bandolier.
Yeah.
But as always, you carry as much as you can, but big round, real heavy.
I'll tell you, if I was a paratrooper or like a unit that was doing a lot of moving and stuff like that, I would have tried to get my hands on an MP40.
Yes,
because those were good guns at the time.
Exactly, and some of the guys I talked to, they said as soon as they got a chance to, sometimes they would shoot the Germans just to get the weapon from them.
Yeah, I can believe it.
And then the problem was, and you're right, that's a good idea because I've heard some guys talk about doing that now, which is you have you get the bad guy's weapon so you can always resupply from the enemy.
Yeah.
Whenever you take their stuff, they fire 9mm MP40.
Yeah.
Whenever you capped off a bad guy, get his ammunition from him, no problem. And you're right, very MP40, very controllable.
Oh yeah.
And then when you got fired up all the ammunition, throw it away.
Yeah, it's get something else. I mean, it's on a battlefield. There'll be other stuff
plenty
around.
Out there. Ollie Murphy talked about the same thing. He says he got tired of carrying the M1. But those were the days. You just threw it away. Went out there and found a carbine.
Yeah,
dude. No problem. In fact, in his book, he talked about one of his guys got tired of carrying the M1, and he told him, just go out on the battlefield. There are plenty of carbines laying around out there.
Yeah.
Holy Christ. Oh, my God. Just laying around. Go pick one up. Hey.
I would have almost rather carried the M1 carbine back because it's so light. And the round, it's still a pretty good round.
It's kind of a high power 357 maybe?
Yeah, that's about
comparable?
Right, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, it's got some recoil to it. It's got some punch.
But that M1... everybody loved it because of that knockdown power.
Oh, yeah. And
8-round clip as opposed to bolt action.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a little bit big, a little bit heavy, 9 pounds.
Yeah.
11 loaded, but knockdown power and reliable. Reliable.
And that's a serious advantage, being able to not, because that's the big disadvantage of bolt actions, other than just the speed, is the fact that you got to disrupt your sight picture each time. There's no way around that with the Garand, man. It's just like, there's a target, pow, there's a target, pow,
So accuracy is better with the bolt action, but you trade rate of fire.
Right.
So, but everybody I talked to, including my old man, said everybody loved the Garand.
Yeah.
The Germans tried to copy it, which didn't do a good job. They came up with a weapon. I forgot what it was called.
The Guerre.
The 10. It was 10. It was
oh no.
Guerre 1943. It was like. I'm screwing up my German. The Gewehr 1943, which was it was really a copy of the Garand. They tried to copy the Garand, and it was a 10-round magazine, but it was too complicated. All the bugs weren't worked out.
They're really rare. Like this. Like I remember when I was a kid, you would see them at gun shows, but I haven't seen one in
They're hard
ages.
to find because they didn't make that many of them because they had too many bugs.
Yeah.
But that STG-44 came out after that, which was a good.
That was a groundbreaker.
Oh yeah. Everybody says it was a precursor to the AK. No, No. It wasn't.
Well, it's actually, it's pretty different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mechanically. Same concept, but.
Yeah, assault rifle. So,
yeah.
So the wood and iron, they still do a great job. I see you got one over here in the corner.
Yeah.
They still do a great job. And I think we get caught up in, which I talked about one of your shows, we get caught up in this ergonomic, lightweight, ultra wood and iron weapons still work just fine.
They do,
Thank you.
They still work pretty well. And like, just tell you, Dad, at a gun show we went to not too long ago, Dad bought this old, I think 1914, I think it was, Enfield, British Enfield, which those are really neat. You ever mess with one of those?
I've heard of them, never actually touched one.
I would say I think the British Enfield is the best combat bolt gun for the time. I think as far as the most well built, it's the Mauser without any question.
Yeah.
Which is why we copied it.
Oh, yeah, with the Springfield 03. Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as like bolt actions is all anybody has, and you're going into combat, like the Enfield, I think is the best.
Yeah, they had their bolt had like a spring system.
Yeah, so you can work it really fast.
And the British practiced that. They trained on that. Their rapid fire.
Yeah, the Mad Minute. Yeah.
They could put out some rounds on a bolt action rifle.
Yeah, and it had a 10-round magazine.
Oh yeah.
So, and
303. Yeah.
Yeah. And now the round's not quite as hot as some of the other stuff. But yeah, great round. And they had Dad's got one too that's called the Jungle Carbine. It's like a short version of it, and it's just, for the time it would have been a pretty awesome gun. So, all right,
man.
Like 20 minutes later.
That's all right, buddy.
A little southern goodbye there.
That's right. Good turn.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do it again.
All right, man. Thanks.